Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hey there, Madhusudan, welcome. It's going to be a little windy here, and let me know if it affects the microphone. Probably will, but what can I do? Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna. You know, Madhusudan and anybody else watching, in that Bible, there's that verse that says, "The powers of heaven will be shaken," and that's true, man. I could see that now. People that are good people, uh, the power in heaven is shaking now because of the modes. This evil that's taken over the world, trying to take over the world. Maybe it's taken over, so it's shaking. Shaking everything will be shaken, and is it a bad thing? No, it's all about getting to know what is real. What is reality. What is really important in life. Yeah, it's really it's quite an amazing time, actually. To see these Bible verses and verses of the Vedas come true, right, in our lifetime. All this stuff and how that impacts on our life. In the lives of other people, you could see. Usually you don't see any of this. Everything is, just kind of going along. You just kind of go along with your life. But now the powers of heaven, and the good versus evil. Instead of being in the movies, this becomes the movie. That's the wind shaking the camera. This, you don't have to go to the movies anymore. This is the movie. This is what you go and you see on the screen. The world is the stage now for this. Yeah, what an interesting time, huh? Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this is what stops the powers of heaven and from shaking. Powers of being shaken. It's this chanting. Yeah, it stops. It stops the shakes. You start shaking in a different way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Excuse me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hey, Haribo, there's a link if you want to come on there, Lalita. Krishna. You just chant it a little bit and see where else it goes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Chanting in the wind here. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Yeah. All right. Force is strong. Yeah. So actually, I just invited some new people. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about chanting here. Some people that don't know anything about the power and the glory of this chanting. Yeah. So chanting Maha Mantra, in my own personal experience and the experience of people previously, is starting to sync up. Anyway, in the Vedic scriptures, it said that this chanting of these names, these mantras, is the best way to attain peace, or you could say a way to attain peace and salvation. Basically, being saved from miseries. Salvation means people generally they have a certain amount of misery in this world. Some happiness, some distress. Some people more happiness, some people more distress. But anyway, this chanting, especially when you do it around others that that actually have a taste for this chanting, um, and are experiencing the effects of it, it's very encouraging, and you can actually get a tremendous value from this. And it's free; doesn't cost anything to chant these mantras. You don't have to use a bead bag, but if you do, you can. Yeah, it's very valuable, and more peace than peace. Yeah, well, that can happen. Yeah, especially we need this inner peace because externally, you notice the peace is going externally, and if you're in the world, I was just telling Madhusudan, the world. It's like there's a Bible verse. It says it prophesies during these kind of times that the powers of heaven will be shaken, as the computer screen is shaking like this. See, so things are shaking, shaking. Energies are causing a shaking, causing a shift. Um, and people, a lot of people are very depressed, more so than usual. A lot of people have suicide out of this world more than usual. Many people have died in the last 2 years in various reasons. One of them like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on now. Financially, everything is uncertain. Economies are, even the U.S. dollar that people felt so secure in is shaking. It's shaky. People are scrambling around looking for safety. The government is saying, "Yeah, we'll keep you safe. We'll keep you safe." And you see, if you have a little bit of a brain, you see there's an agenda there. You see, there's an agenda. They want to keep you safe only because they want you to be under a one world, new world order, which means that you lose whatever freedom and sovereignty you have just for this safety thing. See, safety is a very kind of a lower chakra issue, you know, and that's why the one of the ploys of the world is to shake that safety thing. People have been feeling safe. They felt safe in the world, in their job, in the government, um, in their finances, in everything. Now that's all being shaken. Okay? And now the government is coming out with a new idea for safety. Well, there's, you see, order out of chaos. Well, we can help you. Just turn over everything to us and we'll take care of you. We'll give you a place to live and rent and all that stuff. So that's the kind of safety. But a lot of people are losing faith in that because and a lot of people are they'll go down. That's the compliers. Oh well, whatever you say, we'll do. So you got those kind of people. Maybe they're the most, but even a lot of them are waking up. But still, what are you going to do? The governments are all together in this. They're like, in the Bhagavatam, it talks. See, if you learn from history, some of these spiritual histories are amazing. If you don't look from a religious point of view, people got burnt out on these on the persons who write the scriptures. They get burned out on the scriptures. The people who wrote the scriptures were very divinely intelligent, and but what happens? It gets in the hands of people, and people that are not on such a level of consciousness. See, their hearts are not purified, and they corrupt everything. And so intelligent people actually lose faith in the scriptures. They lose faith in God. They say, well, look at God's representatives. They're not very good. Yeah. So safety, it's a big thing. You notice they're always pushing this. Say, we'll keep you safe. Just do what we say. Put your mask on. We'll keep you safe. Take your shot. We'll keep you safe. People are up to the 4th booster now. Yeah. Bruce Willis has a neurological disorder. He's taken all the shot. They wonder, well, we're not really sure why he's got this neurological disorder. Well, that's one of the symptoms. He's not the only one. There are millions like that, maybe thousands. Yeah. So what is the essence? Is it just to complain about, well, the government, they're not treating us right. They're cheating us. They're lying to us. Complain because what can be done about it? You notice anybody doing anything about this? There's the most intelligent people that can see the game the government's playing. They can't do anything. All they can do is talk about it. Blah, 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 but can't do anything about it. See? This does something about it. Even especially in your own house. You want to be safe, man? Here you go, man. Here's the safety. You'll feel it. You'll experience it. All your fear will go. I know personally, if I stop chanting, which basically it's not like it's not like it's a drug, but it is a good one, a really amazing thing. It's a neutralizer. See, it neutralizes illusion. It neutralizes external vision. External vision is what causes unhappiness to people. Okay? They don't see what's inside. See, what's inside is the true God. Ooh, the powers of heaven are shaking, man. Inside is the true God. And whatever you want to call that God, people have called it different names. They call it Christ, they call it Krishna, they call it Allah. See, but it's always pointing to the same thing, this great mystery. See, God means great mystery. God, the God, great mystery. See, but it doesn't have to be. See, if we have a method to reach that source, see, we have a process to reach that source, which is not taught in school, which our mothers and fathers didn't teach us usually, unless you're in a highly elevated conscious family. What most of our teachers, who are people, like some people inside, they believe there is a God, and then they go to religion, they go to the Catholic Church, and then they find out that the Pope is a pedophile, eventually, like that's what's coming out. Or they go to the Hare Krishna movement and get raped. Look at how many people. And they still go to these religions where it's infested with peoples whose hearts are not purified. And then if you really get some intelligence, then you think, oh, religion, this is bullshit, man. Let me get out of here. Right? It's just the way it is. Human nature. But within these scriptures, within the Bible, within the Quran, within the Vedas especially, they're not so corrupted, are jewels and are amazing things. Amazing truths that can help you in life. Amazing truths about how the world is actually working that nobody knows. Not even Einstein knows these things. Not even Plato knows these things. But who can extract them? Because the religionists can't. They're hid. All these jewels are hidden from them. Okay? Nobody knows except a few. And that's kind of why, for some reason, for somehow or other, some good fortune that I understand a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't understand, and that's what I'm here to share that. Actually, I had divine intervention. I had this master. These masters like Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, or Krishna and A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada come to me. And authorize and to give this instruction, give out this knowledge, very important. See, so since I've been doing this for the last 25 years, some people are coming forward and more coming now and finding, yeah, man, this stuff really works. This is really good, man. Yeah. This mantra is special, man. It's lifted me out of my ignorance, out of my stupidity, Now enabled me to see things as they are in the world and not be blinded by manipulators and manipulations, by motivated hearts. The hearts are not purified. Because if you chant this mantra in association with pure-hearted persons, whose hearts have been purified, by this chanting and receiving the result of this chanting, which is this deep love for the source inside all of us. Hey, you can see all these things. You can get free of all this. You can see who's jerking you around, who's controlling you by the mind, by motivated mental ideas. Juggled scriptures, even if you're religious. Oh, you can't see any of this. It's all hidden. Anyway, I feel really privileged to chant publicly, and we got a nice medium here, this Facebook Live and Real Stream and YouTube. This is not a censorable message because you see, we don't get censored here. Maybe if some copyrighted music, but that's it. We don't get censored. You know why? There's a reason. Because this message is good for everybody. This is good for those who are bewildered, and are going to the darkest hells because of their karma, because of how they treat other people, how they're killing people, and all this stuff. This can actually help them out of their illusions. This can help good people become more free inside. It's a message that benefits everybody. This is what happens when you're in touch with the source. You give a message that is beneficial for everybody. That's the Jesus Christ that was here 2,000 years ago. Or recently, Lord Caitanya, his message was beneficial for everybody. He had no hatred for people that were despicable demons or saints. You would know, he just gave this mercy to everybody. It didn't matter whoever would come and hear this message. Okay? Hear from those who have realized the source in their heart. Really, that's what purifies the heart, is that revelation, that realization that, we have a soul and our soul is connected to source, and that we're really spirit, man. And this body is a place for that spirit. It's just a habitation, a temporary habitation. That's why those who realize this source, they think we're just passing through, man. Just passing through. I found my roots. My roots is not in being a black person or a white person or an orange person. My roots are in spirit. We're related to everybody, actually, and everybody is related to us. You notice everybody's got the spirit. We cannot move without spiritual connection. Even with distance, people, you go and look at somebody that's a little ways away from you, and you catch glances, and you recognize each other. You recognize, oh, this person's looking at me. See, because we're connected. Okay? See, this is what you can get. You can experience this kind of connection. Yeah, it's not a phone. This is the computer screen. I'm on the computer. Yeah, so it's going to vibrate, man. What are you going to do? The gust of wind comes and it blows and vibrates the screen. This is a windy place. There it goes again. I guess I could hold it. Nah, I can't. Who is this? Sorry, no. Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line is this chanting is a way to connect to the source in your own heart. And if you do it amongst people regularly, you'll get the result. You'll start to feel this can make a big difference in your life, and you can test it for yourself. See, by chanting, come regularly to these chanting sessions we do here, and maybe listen to some of these truths from the Vedic scriptures, the essence. I mean, it's non-religious here. We're not. I'm not promoting a religion here. I'm promoting truth. See, just like when Jesus was here, he was promoting truth, not religion. He gave people freedom from religion. See, but now, now that he's been gone for 2,000 years, what are they doing? Promoting religion generally, and so it always has to be a revival. Whatever you've realized, this essence, you realize the source in yourself. That's the revival, and you can help others connect with the source, because people are, they're misdirected, uh, you know confused, very easily confused in the world. And if they listen to somebody whose heart is for them, the purified heart, not trying to get anything from them, not trying to do business. You notice everything's a business in this world now. Why? Because the heart isn't purified. you know You're doing business. Oh yeah, we'll give you some knowledge. You got to give us some money in exchange. Well, okay, that's fine. I mean, that's okay. People got to survive. But I don't know. This is so nice. Here, this truth is for everybody. It's just like Jesus when he was here. He said, "You received freely, give freely." See, and it's not like you're giving and you're losing by doing it. Here on this path, in this consciousness, you give and you get. Just like Jesus says, "Give and it shall be given unto you." But you don't have to wait. People think there's a waiting time. Anyway, yeah, Hare Krishna. Anyway, you're not up here. I don't see any picture or anything. So, yeah. So there's no waiting time here. Yeah. Anyway, you got no picture, man. So just sit there and listen or something. Don't just Hare Krishna and then distract me from giving this talk. What is the point? Hare Krishna. I know Hare Krishna. I chant it Hare all the time. So either say something or do something or put your picture up here, but don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Listen attentively then. If you can't get up here, listen attentively. Don't be distracting me from, talking and giving this class. Time is of the essence. So many time wasters in this world. Why waste your time, man? Just come here, come online, ask a question, and don't just give me this Hare Krishna thing that these Vaishnavas. I get picture. Vaishnavas. Generally, I just get pictures and Hare Krishna, but nothing in their brain comes out. Nothing in their heart comes out. So anyway, maybe this will draw something out of you, man. Come on, man. Let's get with the real program here. Give me something. Yeah. Some substance. See, that's where religion is. People, they don't, because they're gurus, they're ministers, they're teachers, they're empty-headed, empty-hearted. Many of them, not all of them, but many. The masses, So you got people that they can't give you anything. All they can do is take your money, take your time. Wait, that's called idolatry. You're worshiping something that's not of substances. Only spirit is of substance, right? The spirit. See? You got to meet somebody like a Jesus. See? Like a Jesus, not some imitator, not somebody that needs to usurp the power of Jesus. Somebody who says what Jesus says because they are what Jesus is. Jesus is spirit, man. He said, "My words are spirit." You got to listen to somebody like that. Their words are spirit. Their words are truth. See, Jesus said, "The truth will set you free." You got to hear somebody speaking real truth, set you free. That means they're in touch with the spirit that Jesus was in touch with in real time, in real life, not these misrepresentatives in all these religions. So many misrepresentatives. So many persons imitating, Oh yeah, I represent Jesus, but I got no idea what spirit is. I got no feeling for spirit. Yeah, I don't live from the spiritual body. I don't know what that is. But let me just follow me. Let me waste your time. Put your car in neutral and just stay there your whole life and die in neutral. You're never in gear. You never get in gear. Isn't that's what religion is? People they're in neutral. See, they're idling away their time. They don't hear any real truth spoken from any real representative of these transcendental spiritual books. See, so they sit there and idle their whole lives and just make their leaders wealthy. Isn't that what you do in the world? What's the difference between making these so-called gurus, these so-called ministers really wealthy than making these politicians really wealthy in the world? It's all worldly consciousness. That's why a truth in Bhagavad Gita. See, a real scripture says, when you find this real path, the path of truth, listening to a truthful person that is identified with the spirit, they tell you abandon all varieties of religion and just take shelter of Krishna or God or Christ. But how do you do that? Well, you need the truth, man. Then you can do it. But these representatives are not representatives of that. Therefore, you can't abandon religion. They can't either. They're doing their ceremonies and rules, their whole friggin' lives. Oh, yeah, very important to wash your hands after you eat some meals. Oh, very important to wear some neck beads, man. Otherwise, you're not spiritual. All mundane consciousness. And people spend their whole lives in that kind of blindness. So if you were here 2,000 years ago, you would have heard Jesus say, blind guides. So you're not here 2,000 years ago, you can hear it now. Blind guides. He said, blind leading the blind. You hear it again, blind leading the blind. Those who can see, they see this. And you want to see this too? Well, either you're there or you're not. If you want to be there, you got to listen to a living person who's in the truth of the spirit. Otherwise, you won't get it. You'll keep listening to these bullshitters, man. These false representatives, false teachers. Even here, like here, you'll go to these ayahuasca teachers to give you an experience of truth, and you got to pay them big dollars, and you got to go back to them again and again and again. And maybe you flip out because you go crazy. They don't even know the truth. These big shamans, and no big shamans. They all want the dollars, man. The whole world is like this on every front. And rarely, if you're lucky, you meet a living person that has found the truth and is truly wealthy and wants to throw that wealth all over the world and make everybody else wealthy. See? Very, very rare. And that time is now, and we'll prove it. You come here regularly. Otherwise, go and idle away your time worshiping these so-called big gurus who are not big at all. They just got big egos. See? But no big truth, no big spirit, no big ecstasy. See? That's the whole world is like that. Blind leaders and blind followers. The masses, so much of that. Those who don't care to share love of Godhead can't be guru. Yeah, I mean, even people don't care to share. Most people don't have it. 99.9% people in this world don't have love of God. They don't know what it is. It's, that's why if you come and you listen here, you get real knowledge of the Gita. I'll just tell you what's really in the book. I'll tell you why. You'll know why 99.9% of the world doesn't know what God is. It's a great mystery to them. You come here, spend patiently listening, you'll find out. You'll know. You'll experience, and you'll be one of those few that experience that great mystery is not a mystery to you anymore. That mystery will be awakened in you. But if you don't, this is the only reason why Jesus' disciples became saints is because they listened to him for 3 years and learned many secret things that only he knows, only a realized soul knows. Same thing here. You don't spend any time here, you're not going to get purified. You're not going to understand these great mysteries. Yeah. They're not known by all these general teachers in the world. Yeah, Prabhupada was, Prabhupada didn't, he wanted to share love of Godhead, but he couldn't because people misunderstand it. They have to be taught like this, very carefully. You know, you have to learn. You have to learn the value of ecstatic worship because that's the highest communion. You know, people are satisfied. They go to a Christian church for communion or a Catholic church and they get a dry wafer and this grape juice. They think that's Holy Communion. Are you kidding? Or you go and you see these in the temple in Vaishnavism. You see the guy with the worshiping the deity with the conch with water in it and the flame, and they think that's real worship. That's only practice. That's like a child, you know, trying to learn to ride a bike, and they got these training wheels on it so they don't fall over. That's all that is. It's for beginners. See? You look at the shadow, and gradually somehow by good fortune you'll listen to a person that makes your eye sockets, the conch shell, filled with water, the offering that the Lord is really looking for. See, or you're that offering. You know, your spirit is that bread, is that wafer. See, and that wine is your ecstatic worship. You know, that truth is the body that the Lord loves. See, the truth that so that's the offering. Oh, that's where it's all going. That's what Jesus. I'm just teaching you what Jesus taught that most Christians don't even know. If you realize the truth, you can pick up any scripture and you can understand the heart of it because God in you will teach you. That's the kind of persons, that's kind of followers we're getting here. You know, you come here, you'll learn how to pick up the scriptures because you'll be purified, and God will show you all these things aside. You'll realize what the scripture Isaiah said that most people haven't realized yet. There'll be a time when everyone will know God. You won't have to be taught about that. You'll be just teaching God to others because it's really fun. It's really fun to share the truth. It's really fun to talk about Krishna. It's very enlightening to the world also. See? You'll be teaching like that because it's so ecstatic to glorify God, because you got that inclination that people don't have because they have motives. These gurus up there, most of them, they have a motive for getting up there and preaching there. They go and study their scriptures so they can become guru, so they can stay in the position. See? Pretend they actually represent God, just like the popes. The poops. Yeah, they're only poops. Poopies. And they got their groupies. A bunch of poopy groupies. See? You got to eventually get the real deal. It's just like, I remember I went to Vrindavan, and you go to Radha Kund, and all these guys in the white, they come out, they're looking. Is there some new person coming out there? And they come out there and they say, yes, we represent Radha and Krishna. See, and to get to Radha and Krishna, you got to go through us. But do they really represent people that are not very smart? And, they live in Radha Kund. Oh, they're wearing white. They're definitely represent. Let us give them money so that we can get to Radha and Krishna. That's what the poopy popes are doing to you guys for the last 2,000 friggin' years. You idiots. How long do you want to be idiots? 2,000 years people believe in these poopy popes that they actually represent Jesus Christ. There's no spirit bone in their body. Spirit bone. You got to have spirit bone, man. Otherwise, you're a bonehead, man. There's so many boneheads. People believe in boneheads. This is a place of the devil, or in Vedic terms, they call Maya, illusions. So those who don't care to share love of Godhead are not guru, because they don't have love of Godhead. That's why they can't share it, usually. You missed the coffee. I had 2 cups today because I didn't have any this morning. Believe it or not, I'm on a fruit fast. I think. Things can change, but Freddie's inspired me to fast. Him and Evo said I'm gaining too much weight, so I'm taking a hint from my food gurus. Who knows? If I can find celery here, I might be on the celery juice. Let's see. I think they actually do have celery here. I have to look at the price. So anyway, this is the bottom line. A lot of people, they lose faith in, like one of my friends who may be watching here or may watch the replay, he sent me a video. Of this guy imitating Jesus Christ. And I don't know, maybe in his mind he's thinking, is that you? Are you like that also? This guy, and I followed this guy, checked him out. This guy, he's literally imitating Jesus Christ. He looks like, in Vaishnavism, we have the same thing, the same bullshit. It's always the same bullshit. The imitators come out, long flowing hair. This guy had long flowing hair, looked like the pictures of Jesus had long hair. He also had long hair. And he was a handsome looking guy. And so he gets a lot of followers and they believe, oh, he's Jesus Christ. They give all their money and all this. And then he rapes half of them, He gives them, and all this stuff. And people still believe in him, stuff like that. In Vaishnavism, it's the same thing. We got a guy in Mayapur, long flowing hair, looks like Lord Caitanya, And when he was younger, he was good looking, probably still okay, Was a surfer, imitating all kinds of stuff. And they're your representatives. And then you got those who are, we don't show anything. We just imitate the position. We become big gurus and big popes and big this. See, and so this is the illusion. That's called religion. How are you going to abandon that? The only way is you got to take shelter of those who are taking shelter of truth. Taking shelter of the real conclusion of the Vedas. That's all you need. Okay? Those who can see what's in the Vedas and not speculate on them and bamboozle you. Here, let me juggle these scriptures so that you can believe I'm your teacher. But if you're fortunate, at some point you'll lose faith in that, and you say, "Well, let me hear from a person that actually represents the scriptures as they are, where I can actually check them." They had this problem in with the scriptures in the Bible, in the Middle Ages or just some way back when. Basically, the Catholic Church wouldn't let anybody read the scriptures. You had to listen to them from some motivated poopy pope. And what the church decided in their meetings, their version of the GBC meetings. And you had to go by that. That became your law. See, you couldn't read the scriptures for yourselves. That you would be better off if you did. See, and one guy started printing out the Bibles. He started printing them out and giving them out, and they killed him. Eh? Because people don't want truth. Truth exposes illusion. Eh? That's why they kill the prophets usually. They don't want the truth. They want to live a lie. See, living a lie is no real life at all. But if you live in truth, you got real life. Yeah, that's why I just cut. That's why I love taking shelter of uncompromising truth. I don't care if the poopy popes don't like it. I don't care if these gurus don't like it. It's the truth. You're not qualified, man, unless you have love of Krishna. Let us see you chant the holy name in ecstasy. Otherwise I'm not listening to you. I don't believe in you. I think you're a hypocrite and a liar. You know? Nothing wrong with calling a spade a spade. Didn't Jesus Christ do it? Well, what's the problem now? Even Prabhupada called spades spades. Then he must be a good Jesus imitator to have some knowledge to attract people. Well, not necessarily. All you need to do is you look the part now. People believe they you got all you have to do nowadays in Kali Yuga is dress for success. And have like no conscience and be a psychopath. There are many psychopaths around. Not really care about anybody but your own benefit. Oh, there's so much of that going on. And all you have to do is lie to people. People believe your lies. This is Kali Yuga. You know? This is why I say you check what I say. You see, this stuff here is the essence of the scriptures. This stuff gives you real life. This gives you real spiritual power to overcome all these things. Everybody is in fear. Fear those who are full of fear. Because they believe in people that are fearful. I don't believe in the elites. I don't believe in these politicians. I don't believe in liars. I don't believe in religionists. I believe in truth. I believe in this ecstatic worship. This is the greatest thing in the world. We are so fortunate to have it. You're so fortunate to have somebody who believes in it because look, you're taking advantage of it too. And people will be so fortunate that you believe in it because and they will get it. They will see, wow, this is what's been hidden from me. And you're revealing this ecstatic chanting is the greatest thing in the world. And everybody else is hiding it or they don't have it. Therefore, they don't have the realization of how great it is. How it reveals all truths, gives you all freedom. You have freedom by being in truth. That's it. Nobody pushes me around because I stay in truth. I don't get bamboozled by politicians, by motivated persons, by these so-called gurus who are lying to everybody because I stay in truth. That's all I need is truth, man. Isn't that the only rung in Kali Yuga? Didn't Jesus Christ actually say the truth will set you free? What else do I need? All I need is the truth of this wonderful relish of the holy name and the realization and the conclusive understanding of life, which I have coming through the disciplic line. I'm a happy camper, man. I'm wealthy. I know what real wealth is. What else do I need? See, in this Kali Yuga, people preach lies as truth. This is what we're seeing. Everything is inverted. People are talking, the politicians are telling lies. They want to keep you safe? No, the opposite. They want to murder you. They want to murder you with these shots. They want to make you sick so that you pay them big money for try to get your health back. They want to make you dependent on these things. They got it all the way up to the fourth booster for something that you get no 98% recovery rate. Everything is a lie now. There's practically no truth in this world. People are lying to everybody now. People are like, I don't know what's true. I don't know what's true. Yeah, because everybody is practically not under the shelter of truth. I know what's true. It's a no-brainer for me because, I'm in this line. I know how to take shelter of truth. I got the shelter of truth. I'll prove it every day. My students here are my friends. This is my family. They also know how to take shelter of truth. I'm here to teach that. I'm here to learn that myself. You know, this is what it's about, is to take shelter of truth. That's the only thing we really have. And this is what's weakening the world. The world is weakened because they don't know who to trust. Only truth is the trustworthy thing. The lie is being propagated everywhere. And the people are like, well, I don't know who to believe now. Well, in a sense, that's good because now you maybe start looking. Seek and ye shall find. I found it, man. I know what the truth is, man. I'm I'm just passing through now. I'm here to share. If anybody wants to learn what truth is, well, I'll share what makes me happy. That's it, man. Truth is what makes me happy, man. Truth gives me freedom and sovereignty. I see people who are not free. I see people in prison. I see people trying to figure it out. I see people confused. And I see the few people that are coming here that are clear and becoming more clear all the time. So, I just get natural commitment, more committed to this and more enthusiastic, you know. Yeah. How many times do we do this every day? Have I taken a day off? Look at you guys. You've been coming for 5 friggin' years. Many of you. You never take a day off. Why? Because truth is really here. If it wasn't here, why the heck would you come every day? Why would you be here? Because it's so they have the shelter of truth. It's like having the shelter of Govardhan Hill. Every day sheltering us. So let's take Nara's conclusion here. Pretend I'm standing in for Swarup Damodar. So Nara is a devotee, and Swarup Damodar, he would take the devotees' conclusions about Krishna, and he would look at them, examine them. I'm going to examine Nara's conclusion here. Just say I'm a stand-in for Swarup here. False or truth, only Krishna is truth. To make it more clear, Krishna and Krishna's devotee are the truth. See? So Krishna says, Lord Chaitanya quoted this in Chaitanya Mangal. He says, only Krishna is the truth, or God, Krishna, Christ, only that transcendental Lord is the truth. Okay, we'll put it in more universal terms so that everybody can understand. See, only that Supreme Lord is the truth. Okay? But also, my devotees are the truth also. Matter of fact, that's more important because the devotees speak that truth. The devotees exude and emanate that truth, the ecstasy of that truth, the bliss of that truth. See? So that to make it more clear. Otherwise, everybody thinks they can go directly to Krishna, probably including you. See? So it's a little inconclusive. It doesn't give you a clear... See, we need to have a very clear path to the truth and the process. Otherwise, you just, just chant Hare Krishna. People have been doing that for years. Still, we got pedophiles in the Hare Krishna movement. Many of still leaders who are still that, and people follow them, and they're chanting Hare Krishna. What's missing? You're missing the devotee. See, the devotee manifestation of Krishna in this world. See, And if you get that, then you get free of all these misconceptions. And you can discover Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. Well, you know what? You can discover Krishna quickly by chanting Hare Krishna in association with his real devotees and hearing from them and getting purified of contaminations quickly. Otherwise, Nara, if you just do this on your own without association, this kind of association, you'll be chanting a long time for more lifetimes. But if you really understand what's going on here and listen really carefully, in this lifetime you can understand the glories of a living guru who really represents that living Krishna, who makes Krishna alive in this world for you and for other people. And understand why persons like Johan and Lalita and Janaki see the importance of Guru in this world. See, then you really represent Krishna in this world in a very substantial way, not a many long-term process. People have to go through many lifetimes. In this lifetime, people can get it because you're conclusive about your understanding of the path. See? This is a little inconclusive. You just, just chant Hare Krishna, everything will be happy and wonderful. Well, you need to be a little more clear about that. So that's what we do. And try to love him. See, this is the thing. Try to love him. How can you try to love Krishna? How can you try to love anybody? It's either there or not. So most people can't love Krishna. They don't have it awakened in them. So the intelligent thing is, let me go and be with devotees who have awakened love for God. And just that emanation purifies you of all the ignorance, stupidities, concepts that are not clear. Get rid of it. And then you realize spontaneous love will begin to awaken in you. Oh, I see. It's nothing. It's only grace. It's the grace of being around a self-realized soul. It's a grace to be around a real living Shiksha Guru, man. Oh, I am so indebted to real devotees. Boy, I would not have realized Krishna without them, and you wouldn't. See? When you start giving the glory where the glory belongs, now you get Krishna's attention. Now you start to wake up Krishna in others because you're the real path. See? Devotees like Janaki and Govinda and River and Johan and Lalita Ganga, they're the real path, man. They show the world how to get what they got. See? Because you don't follow that path, you're not following the real path. What are they showing? They're showing what St. Paul, St. Peter, real saints, they follow the same path that they're following and got the same result that they got. They get people here are getting a better result because Lord Chaitanya is the latest incarnation, giving more realization, more ecstasy, more spirit. So, and thank you, Nari, for your comment because this really helps. So try to love him. We've figured that one out. And every soul's as part and parcels of Krishna. Well, yeah, see, every soul is part and parcel, but that comes by realization. When love of God awakens in the heart, you realize we're all family. People just haven't realized it yet. You have, but they haven't. And so that's sharing in the world. Is you help your brothers and sisters understand these things. Not because you want to make money, because you want people to be happy like yourself. You ever see wealthy people with a lot of money? If they really magnanimous and wealthy, like to go and give that $100 bill to a poor person. Why not? You got so much money, you don't know what you do with it. It'll make you happy to give that $100 to a poor person. give them some food on the table. That's why people do it that are magnanimous. Can you imagine you got the wealth of love of God, love of Krishna? You know, the happiness of such devotees like that. Their happiness is, oh, let me share this great wealth. This is 1,000 times more of a treasure than $100 bill, than $1 million bill. People that got this love of Krishna here, they'll tell you they wouldn't trade it for the $1 billion of Bill Gates. They would never even dream of trading it for all his money. That's what we're sharing here with people in the world. And we have actual people say, they testify, yeah, it's really true. This is such a great treasure. See, you want to be part of the privileged class? This is privileged class. See, this is the elite class. And see, this elite class, we make more elite people. I'm here to make, I feel my great happiness is making more elites. Make everybody an elite. Instead of having these elites, they only want to be the club, small club, and we're all slaves. Isn't that what the world wants to do? That's impure hearts. See, they don't understand that when you become an elite because you realize God, you want to make everybody God realized, or truth realized, or Christ conscious, Krishna conscious, Allah conscious, whatever you want to call that great spirit that's in everybody. You want them to realize it because that's the wealth. See? So anyway, this is a very nice method to do it. The best method I've found. In association with those who have attained this wealth and are attaining more of it every day. That's why we come here every day. Multiple times a day. Not only me doing these classes, but my friends also out there standing up, preaching. Ask Lalita Ganga or Johan if they would want to go a day without getting up there and chanting and sharing and speaking and glorifying the truth. Man, it's the greatest high in the world. There's nothing higher than that. You see, high elevate your consciousness. And it's natural and it's free. But for those who aren't, very difficult to accept the truth when spoken by a real. The only reason is because they've been listening to those who they believe in speculations. So they got kind of a buzz off that. You ever see people that say they live on stress in the world? Yeah, I gotta be, anxious and passionate. I live on this stress. That's their energy. See? So people are like that. They have to, if they come patiently, they'll get free of these modes of nature, they call modes of nature, which are these passions and this. And then you start to get this energy of truth, of ecstasy. This is from the spiritual dimension of consciousness. In the language of yogis, they call it higher consciousness, crown chakra stuff. See, you start living from the crown chakra, the pineal gland, and the throat chakra. See, and the heart chakra. See, your life becomes higher consciousness. That's why devotees, they speak about transcendental things. I went through this initiations in the early 70s. I had the throat chakra, heart chakra, pineal chakra, and the crown chakra open. That's why I do what I do. That's why very few people can do what I do, because I had all this stuff opened up. If you want to do what I do, all you have to do is come here and you'll do what I do. If you come here, you'll see this is the greatest thing in the world, is to be a real giver, to share this with people. There's no greater happiness than to share truth and liberate people from illusions, from unhappiness, from misconceptions. Oh, it is so great. Indeed, wonderful teaching, preaching Krishna and his devotees are truth. Yeah, Some are influenced by illusions of Krishna, but can overcome after some experiences. So indeed, you have got it, and others in listening there are more truthful. Yes. Hearing here gives real freedom, real fearlessness, real understanding. Yeah, but real devotees. I mean, when real devotion awakens in your heart, now you're starting to know what is reality. Otherwise, people don't know. See, this is why you got to hear patiently these very deep truths. You got to become a disciple or a well-wisher, you know, and to learn these things. These are great secrets. It's like Arjuna. See, Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, Arjuna, you're my friend and my disciple. Therefore, I'm going to tell you confidential things. Otherwise, you can't know this. The general people, they don't know these things. Their teachers are the teachers in the world. And there's so many teachers. Not everybody's qualified or interested in hearing here. So they have to have some kind of shelter. It's like Prabhupada said, a blind uncle is better than no uncle at all. So wouldn't it be nice to have an uncle that can see? That's here. A big brother. The world is reflecting the spiritual truths. It's a reflection, a dark reflection. See? Big Brother. You know this? George Orwell, 1984, Big Brother? Well, that's coming now. The government wants to be your big brother now. They want to know everything you do. They want to control everything you do. They want to even control your mind and your thoughts, everything. That's the big brother. See? The only way to really get away from that big brother, be free of that big brother, is you have to have big brother spiritually. If you're not awakened, you need, if you want to be awakened, you got to find the big brother. That's the spiritual master. That's it. I mean, if you're unwilling to listen, well, big brother out there, big brother Biden is ready to take over, man. Him and Trudeau's and all of them, they're all together on this. But in a sense, that's okay. I mean, you got to have if a blind uncle, if you don't come across the big brother who is here to deliver people from illusion, which we're making big brothers here, big brothers and big sisters. You're going to be big brothers and big sisters to the world. You're going to help a lot of people. If they want out, they'll have to see where the door is. The door is the truth, man. You know the truth. You can show people the truth. You can show them that you're an example of the truth. You can prove that this ecstatic love of God, which has all these beautiful, wonderful symptoms, is the greatest treasure in this world, because you're lapping it up, and you also glorify it. Like this teaching, yeah, man, this is great. I take shelter, this ecstatic worship. This is my life and soul. This is my shelter. This is my happiness. This is my purification. This is my treasure. Yeah, like Nara says, the devotees are the wealthiest persons in the world. Well, yeah, and see, a lot of you might be wealthy because you have Vaidhi principles and you do ceremony. That's some wealth, but the real wealthy ones are the ones who have realized what Lord Chaitanya has come here to give: spontaneous love of God, the love of Krishna, love of Christ, that kind of thing. Now that's the real wealth. Oh, I got 9 people here today. That's pretty good. Huh? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just trying to. This one, I thought maybe some new people would be watching. There's no sharing. I don't know how this is. The sound okay? You know, because I know the wind is blowing the camera everywhere. Oh, let's breathe a little bit. Maybe I'll read it. I gotta stop. Ah, oh, good. The sound is good. Why don't you come on, Lolita? Why don't you come on? Give everybody darshan here, or anybody else too. Here, I'll put the link here if anybody else wants to come on. Maybe I'll have you read a little bit. Why don't you read a little bit? Come up here and read. Give me a read. Give me a break. Talking. There she is. All right. She's not in her pajamas yet. I was hoping to see you in your pajamas.
I couldn't find the link anymore. You put it on in class,
Mute it.
and
Oh,
then
I
after
know
a
what
while,
it is. I got this mic.
but it's okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not on the one, an old one. I'm here.
I think you're okay. Go ahead. Say something.
I couldn't find the link for a while, so I took one from another class, an old one. To just understand what I mean.
Oh, you know, maybe it's me. Maybe let me see. Maybe it's. I think I know what it is. Let me check it out here, because I can't hear you.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, say something. There we go. I got you now. Okay, I got
Now
you.
you hear me?
I hear you. Okay, I'll mute my microphone. Why don't you read us? What do you want to read? Oh, read us. Read us. Read us. Read us. Let me find something for you. I can find something.
Okay.
Read us chapter 1 of Adi Lila.
Okay, I read. Okay, do you hear me? You hear me? Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the honor to read again. Oh, glories to you. Oh, glories to you and all glories. to Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Jagannath Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Oh glories to Lord Nityananda. Oh glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, to Srimati Radharani and to Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances and to the spirit of our masters, the devotees of the Lord, the Lord's incarnations, His plenary portions, His energies, and the
See,
primeval Lord.
this is how Lord Chaitanya taught. He spoke in ecstasy. What you're seeing here, this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He taught like this. This is unusual. This is why devotees don't understand. See, they think this is some kind of crazy thing. No, this is the way the Lord that they are worshiping actually taught. It's in the scriptures. He spoke in ecstasy. His words were full of ecstatic emotion. They, and his devotees understood that, and they would help the world understand what a great spiritual master he was. And we've got this people who are getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya here, like Lalita Ganga. Speak in ecstasy. Johan also speaks in ecstasy. You know, this is great mercy to us, to even me. Go ahead. I
I
just
offer
want
my
to.
respectful obeisances and to Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon.
Could you imagine Prabhupada speaking like this? You think he'd have any followers? No, nobody would. They think he was crazy. See? But I got the order. After 50 years, okay, after 50, 40 years back then, he said, okay, now you got my books. You got the Goswami books. Now put them to use. Show how glorious it is to bring it out. Bring out what Lord Chaitanya brought to the world. See? So that love of Godhead could be revived again. Otherwise, it's not revived. See, people have to see, oh, that's the way you get it, because Lord Chaitanya expressed what you see Lalita Ganga expressing, Johan expressing. That's the fructification of love of God. Because of that, love of God is now expressed and accepted in the world. So you want to be a first fruit or a last fruit. Anybody can come here and you will get purified. Come here and hear the ecstatic vibrations of these fantastic devotees that purify even me. You know, this is unbelievable. I am so protected. I say I'm guaranteed to go back to Godhead because of the association I have, much less anybody else. You know? Go ahead.
They who are like the sun and the moon.
Yeah. Karuna River also.
They, they have they have risen simultaneously.
It's hard to remember everybody that's becoming ecstatic nowadays. You know, they got so many, man. I should have a list here. Maybe I'll keep a list by me. I can make sure I get everybody's name, you know.
They have risen simultaneously on the horizon. On the horizon of God to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all.
Read that verse again. It's so beautiful. I love that verse.
Yeah. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. Ah, like the sun and the moon. They have risen simultaneously on the horizon of God.
The difference between the sun and the moon. This is why this verse is made. There's a difference between the sun and the moon. See, the moon draws its light from the sun, its light from the sun. See, you can't look at the sun, it's too bright. See, the sun is like looking at this ecstasy. It's so bright, you think, oh, all kinds of crazy things. See, but the moon draws its light from the sun. It knows the sun and cools it down. Like a nuclear power plant, it puts those hot things. God is hot, man. He's the hottest thing around, man. He's brighter than a million suns. But the real guru, the real devotees, they submerge those rods in the cooling water. You see, it cools it down for humanity. So sometimes it cools it down to the level of the Vaidhi platform, like Prabhupada. So he knows it's too hot to bring it to the level of spontaneity. So you got to cool it down even more. So it's accepted. People make some progress. But now, ultimately, I know it's really windy. So, but now, see more that sun and the moon is coming. So the moon brings that sun now to the level of spontaneous devotion. See, this message is radiating, you see. Now, simultaneously, the sun and moon rise. Now, you notice, not just the Lord in his form as the Varnashram Dharma and regulative devotional God. No, but the son of Krishna and his most intimate manifestation of Godhead is being revealed simultaneously through the sun and moon. You got to rise simultaneously. Otherwise, you won't through the preaching. See the message. So now the message is arising of this level of worship. See, simultaneously. And that's why you need the flute and you need the message, the flautist, God, to come through. See, this kind of flute. See, simultaneously on the horizon of Gaudiya, spontaneous love of God came. It came through Nityananda. See, people got to know Lord Chaitanya through Nityananda. Otherwise, Lord Chaitanya is this ecstatic bliss. It was in the person of Nityananda. We have the conclusive understanding of Vrindavan. You had to get it through him. See? So simultaneously, that's why you go through the devotee and you get them both. You get the guru, you get the devotees, and you get Krishna. There's no other practical way to do this. So go ahead.
It becomes difficult to understand you because the wind is very strong. I just say you.
Let me try an experiment here.
Yeah.
I got another way that may work. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
It's better. Okay,
Yeah.
I figured that out. All right.
It's always this wind in between.
Yeah, so what I got is a microphone and the headphones. And good, I got a new arrangement. All right, good. Go for it.
They have risen simultaneously on the horizon of Goda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance.
See, what is that darkness? The darkness is not knowing spiritual
Not
feeling.
knowing.
They don't know this. The spirit. This is us. This is spirit, man. We're really spirit. We're meant to be ecstatic and laugh and cry. This is the Garden of Eden explained. This is the life of bliss above the mind, material mind and material emotions. You're seeing first fruits of that. See, that's ignorance not to know this, not to know what real happiness of the spirit is, not to know spiritual feeling, not to know the proper understanding. See, proper conception of who God is, what is the process. All of that is being dissipated in our Sangha. Show me any more powerful place than this. Come on, people of the world. Wake up now. Jeev Jago.
And it's darkness. You don't have the real happiness. You don't have the deep happiness.
You see, boy, yeah, I know. It's just a gust. It'll stop in a minute, maybe. Yeah, yeah. It's just that's why you got to experience this. You got to see how you've been lifted out of the darkness by the mercy of Shikshaguru and that preaching. How Krishna, you become the verses. You become the actual understanding of the verses, personal understanding. That darkness is dissipated for you. See, and that's what you preach. By experience, you become an experienced devotee with real devotion and real understanding that so few have. If they want to understand and get this darkness dissipated, they have to come and associate with those who receive this special mercy. You guys are all getting it. This is amazing. So, go ahead there.
And this wonderful so benediction upon all.
See,
Wonderful.
upon all, wonderfully bestow benediction. See, to see reality, just to see reality and to hear real understanding, real knowledge, that dissipates. This bestows benediction, dissipates ignorance, gives you, you're taken from the life being under the curse, the Christians call it, living from under the curse to under the level of benediction. Your life becomes one of benediction instead of cursing, and then you benedict others. Oh, see, harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. See, we got a few here now. We're going to get more too. Why not? Let's increase the workers. Jesus did. Yeah, many workers still working. This increases also. This is meant to increase also. The harvest, people want it. Ask me how many people want to be unhappy. Not me, but just how many people want to be unhappy? Nobody wants to be unhappy, but they don't know what real happiness is. Happiness under the modes. You got to learn about these things. What are the modes of nature? What is passion, ignorance, and goodness? We got all this knowledge. You can see what mode you're in. Get out of all the modes. Stay under the mode of ecstatic worship and bliss and be happy forever. No more birth, death, old age, disease. Finished. This Sangha, we're finishing all this. Why go the long way? Why go with people who don't know these things? We know them personally. We exhibit the truth, man. You'll feel it. You'll say, "Man, my life is a benediction now." Look at the testimonies. Unbelievable. Where do you hear testimonies like this? Come on, wake up, world. You want to know who really knows Krishna, who really knows the real path of Krishna consciousness? Go look at people preaching it, people demonstrating it. Who are it? Who are the path? Are the word of life? They're the ecstasy of life. See, I'm the life. You say that. I don't have to just say I'm the life, because Krishna's the life, and that life is coming through. Krishna's coming through you too. Krishna's coming through a lot of devotees here, simply because you found the real door, the narrow gate, whatever you want to call it, man. It's the portal to Vrindavan. You don't find that portal in this life, you missed out. That portal is here. So you're here. And you found it, gate to immortality. Fast. Go ahead.
May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachivati, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart.
You see the benediction he's given? That's what you get from being around the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. This will happen, not always with the book Bhagavat, not very fast. But when you have the book Bhagavat benediction, you've got the living devotee also, who the Lord Chaitanya is situated in the core of their heart, like the book is coming from a devotee whose womb was that. You'll get the benediction for sure. Most certainly. You want that benediction world? Well, that's how you have devotees here who are actual examples of that benedictory moon, Lord Chaitanya. You could see it. Does she have it? Is the son of Sachi situated transcendentally in the core of her heart? I ask you out there in mighty land, in ISKCON, in the Gaudiya Smriti, Gaudiya Math, the world. Can you see that the Lord is situated in her heart and expressing it? That's why she laughs and she cries when she chants Hare Krishna. Because the son of Mother Sachi is situated in her heart and enabling her to do that. This is the benedictions you get from. That's why I'm on this path, man. This is why I'm not going anywhere, man. I just want to be with real devotees. I just want to be with the Lalita Gangas and the Johans and the Janakis. Man, I just get benediction upon benediction just by being in this family. Family of liberated souls. Where do you get a family of liberated souls? Come on. I would rather be. I can be confident. I'm with a family of liberated souls. I can see with my own eyes and my own ears that that Lalita Ganga has got the son of Sachi in her heart manifested, because that's the qualities of the Lord coming out. Lord Chaitanya is very ecstatic when he would chant the name. He would cry. He would laugh. Hey, that's coming through. Why shouldn't I be here? Why wouldn't I want to be here? I'm not going to get nothing but benedictions being here. She's that devotee that's in the scriptures, saying, may the son of Sachi be benedict. This is the only real path to that, is the devotee themselves giving that benediction. You don't think becoming the friend of Lalita Ganga or anybody else here that has that, expressing that you're not going to get the benediction of God and the greatest personalities in this universe when they're here? Greatest person outside of this universe. Many of them come from the spiritual world to be with devotees like her. Why wouldn't they? It's like being with their Lord. They just want to go where their Lord is. And it happens to be in that house. Why wouldn't you want to come to the house where the Lord is? Right? That's what, Lalita Ganga's like that. She comes to the house where the Lord is, right? Smart girl. She's no dummy. Go ahead, Lalita.
May the Lord who is known as the son of Sachivati, Sachivati Sachi Devi, Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart, resplendent with radiance of molten gold. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy. His causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before. The most
See, molten
sublime.
gold, molten gold. That's just love, man. Like molten, molten. It's liquid, liquid life, liquid gold. This is love, like molten gold. It's like going to a volcano and see what comes from the earth. See, it comes from the earth, the molten lava. See, this was the Lord. This love is just oozing up. See, and bestow with benediction. No other incarnation be bestowed before. See, love of Krishna in the conjugal mellow. See, this Gopi Bhav. This is what you see here is Gopi Bhav, man. I should say Gopi Bhav, women. I see a bunch of women here, male or female, but it doesn't matter. They got that kind of love, man. It's nice. It's like molten gold. Yeah, go ahead, man.
We really understand you very badly, Guru Maharaj. I just tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant, the most sublime and radiant spiritual knowledge of the mellow taste of his service, the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's eternal pleasure-giving potency. And although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now, these two transcendental identities, they have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. In the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
This is why you got to wake up. Without being transcendentally awake, you can't understand this. It's the transcendental potency. That's why you got to go through the processing. You got to get processed. You ever see, you go into the army, they process you. You got to go through the process. The same thing. To have spiritual emotions, you got to be processed. You got to go through the process of purification, because this is an elevation of consciousness from the mundane mindset, the mundane heart set. See, where our hearts are set, our minds are set in illusion. So it's a gradual. That's why only by hearing. Otherwise, if you think you're just going to chant, this is faster. See, you got to chant and also hear, and with devotees who are processed to the point of having ecstatic emotions. This is a big thing. And you just got to understand. That's why sometimes you feel like stuff is coming out of you, and you're depressed sometimes and all that. But, sorry about the wind. It's just a big gust. But anyway, you got to go through it if you want this. And those who are ready will understand. Okay, yeah, let me do this. And it's only temporary. It's only temporary. If you have to go through it a year or two, so what? It's worth it, man. Then you live on life on a whole new plane of existence, eternal existence, even here in this world. You don't have to wait to die to experience spiritual emotions, spiritual mindset.
down to him. I bow down to him. Who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani. Although he is Krishna himself.
See, sentiment. He showed that sentiment. See, when you bow down to those who are expressing and preaching that sentiment by expressing it, I bow down. You see, he's trying to teach by, this is what you do. You bow down to the devotees. You give respect to the devotees who have these sentiments. They've got the grace of Lord Chaitanya and they're in the real line. Otherwise, what are you bowing down to? To empty gurus who are empty of this spiritual happiness? That don't have the sentiments of the gopis in Vrindavan? That's when people don't know the value of this. You know, I bow down. You see, he's instructing the people of the world. I bow down to those representing the sentiments of Radharani, the sentiments of her girlfriends. Okay? That's what you see here. Go ahead.
Desire to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes.
Yeah. You see, desiring to understand the qualities of that love. This is what people, they don't desire it. Why? We need to hear about the glories of this love. To the point where, wow, really? It's really glorious? I didn't know that. My gurus never told me that. My mother and father never told me that. They never taught this in college. I never learned this as a PhD. Acharya Dev doesn't even know these glories either. You know, he didn't learn this in school. He didn't learn it from Prabhupada. Prabhupada wasn't teaching it that much. You're going to learn that here under the order of Prabhupada. So you won't get this desire unless you hear it from those who have this desire. I'm always desiring to understand the glories of that love. That's why when I chant, I want to understand the glories of loving Krishna in ecstasy. Otherwise, I'm no Raganuga. Raganuga means I desire to understand what Lalita Ganga is feeling, what Johan is feeling, what Janaki is feeling, what any ecstatic devotee here is feeling. Otherwise, if you're not that, what is your knowledge? What is your guru in Gaudiya Samiti prancing around with a big stick, and you don't have the desire to understand what Lalita Ganga is feeling? You're no real Raganuga. You're just a talker. You're just in a crying school without the tears. You know what I mean? You know, come on, it's time to wake up. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You're just in a crying school with no crying. You know? You need to have the desire to yeah, when I'm kind of in the flow, don't just jump in. Otherwise, it just next time you got to live and learn. You know, because things are coming through, and they. Well, can I say something? You know, come on, man. Yeah, don't do that. Otherwise, it's gone. You know. Anyway, we'll train you up there, Radhe. That's what we're here to do. That's how you learn. You make mistakes, which are no mistakes. They're learning things. Okay, go ahead, Radhe. What are you going to say? What are you going to ask?
Me? You talk about spiritual happiness. I never experienced spiritual and happiness together until I listened to you. You bring spiritual happiness together for me.
That's good.
Now
fortune.
I found happiness in spirituality. That's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, but you see, that's it. You see, you're desiring that. That's Raghunuga Bhakti qualification. people, they can be, trying to, understand how to teach people Maya too. Maya doesn't show you the glory. She's always trying to keep the glories of what's going on here hidden from people, even Vaishnavas, hiding it. And she's saying
Yeah.
what's not
Before
really
it
glorious.
was only rules, regulations. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. And then through thanks to Karuna Sindhu, I met you, and I started listening to you, and I feel so much more joy in Krishna consciousness now.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, that's all I wanted to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, that's the secret. That's the
Yeah,
idea. Is when one is fortunate, they desire to hear from real devotees. Who
yeah.
have real bhakti, and then
And due to my work, I cannot listen to you every day. But now I'm homesick, so I can listen to you.
yeah, that's
Uh,
it, man. The happiness of listening to devotees. You're like
yeah.
Arjuna.
Oh,
You know,
it's great.
see, Arjuna said, "Oh, Krishna, just keep speaking. I feel really happy hearing from you. Your words give joy." And even Krishna said, "My words will give you great joy because they're absolute truth." And he's a representative of the truth.
Yeah,
No,
your words give me so much joy,
yeah,
even if I do not understand everything you say. But just listening to you, ooh,
yeah. That's why Krishna spoke. Even Krishna said that it would given him joy, speaking about truth. It's
yeah.
it's it's life. It's real life, man. We're
I'm
here
just a
for
simple postwoman. I just deliver mail. That's all.
that's your witness to the Bibles. Tell them, hey, now I feel great joy listening to transcendental teachings.
Yeah. And on Saturday, you're gonna be jealous because on Saturday, who's coming to our home? Lalita, Johan, Freddy, maybe Tom, Jan. They're all
Oh,
coming to our home.
you're right. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tom,
My
give us a
husband is.
report. Go
It's my
ahead. Go ahead.
husband's birthday. He will be 70 years young.
Oh, really? We're about the same age. I'll be 69, I think. 69 or 72. I don't know.
He's from 52, 1952.
Okay, so he's 70. I'm 53. So I'll be 69.
Yes.
He looks a lot younger, He looks like a young guy.
I'm from 66. My husband is 14 years older, more experienced, and more handsome than me.
Yes. Tom, give us a report.
Okay, Hare Krishna. To be honest, I'm in a kind of shock between of. I experienced some things. Um, People, they suck you into their consciousness, into their lives, and yeah, I'm a little in shock of that. So that's short report. There's no sound yet.
So where are you? Where are you?
Um, um, I was on I stepped into somebody's van, and I was steerless. I had no control over my own energies. I was just surviving, kind of surviving, and it makes me realize how vulnerable I am, um, not being able to coordinate my own consciousness to. Um, it's a kind of helpless feeling that I need protection. I need a father figure, a parent, a guru to evolve in this, to find my transcendental world with the transcendental qualities.
Still, I don't get what happened. Are you in? Where are you? What the heck?
And now I'm at home. I stepped in someone's van, and I was kind of abducted, you can say simply.
He was a hostage.
Yeah.
You stepped in somebody's van. Why did you do that? Did you do it willingly or did they grab you?
Well, it was kind of out of the motivated from the mode of goodness. I want to assist someone just to um, yeah, to soothe his
To
um,
encourage.
Yeah,
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 soothe his suffering in this world.
yeah.
But I
So,
was I was not able. I was not able to help him.
well, that's good. It's a good lesson.
Yeah,
Sachi does that all the time. It always gets kicked in the teeth.
the people
See,
pleasing.
yeah, people pleasing bullshit, man. You don't need it. This path is completely self-sufficient. If you, matter of fact, if you go on back onto that path, that's all it'll be is a lesson. And so that's good. You learn a lesson. You don't need to do that unless you want to go into illusion again. And people just, they're also an illusion, and they don't want this usually. All they is just a want to help. You're just going to take your energy and time and just bewilder. So everything is complete here. You don't have to be a goody two shoes anymore. All you have to do is hear and chant and remember and make spiritual progress. All this other stuff will be is just a lesson. Just to teach you a good lesson to stay on this path. That's it. And because this is completely will satisfy Krishna. The other, it doesn't. It's not very satisfactory. Once you get this path, once you realize this, just it's all pure happy doing this. The other thing is all mixed in with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's a kind of risk to abandon all your investments. Everyone, yeah, a lot of people they invested in a lot of worlds like money or buildings or um, a track, a business track, and to get out of that focus, it takes a lot of yeah, it's trust can take you out. That's what I feel.
Again, you don't worry about the peoples. I mean, in that way. I mean, they're not going to get out. Just deal with those who are ready to come out. Not you can't save everybody. That's what this is. Sachi's like that. You know. By the way, if you listen to this Sachi, don't go into the false ego so much. Like, oh, he's talking about me. I mean, it's using it as a lesson. That's what we're here to serve each other in that way. So it's a consciousness. You're not here to save the world. You can't save the world that way. Everybody is on their path. Krishna is taking care of every particular person in their, and they have their gurus and teachers and all that. I mean, if you're on this path, and the more you just be on this path, you'll be really happy because then you realize you're solid. Not like you drift off into this path and that path, and then you want to save the whole world. You can't save the whole world. Not everybody is going to go. There'll be people that Krishna sends, like Jesus said. He said, God will draw to me who are meant to hear these teachings. And that's why it's a generation thing. When people are ready, they'll hear about Jesus and his teachings maybe 2,000 years later, maybe 500 years, who knows? So just deal with who you're here to deal with, not be jumping onto everybody else's bandwagon or try to get you all got to know. This is an illusion. This is material sentiment bewildering your mind, muddling your mind. It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah. And I just realized that feeling helpless, it has to do with fear. Then you are fearful when you feel helpless.
Yeah, well, yeah. You, if you, I don't know what it is going on inside you, but the more you get committed to this, the more you understand the value of what's going on here. There won't be any fear. It's only when you start to meditate and believe in illusions that the fear
Mhm.
comes. See, if you have faith in the truth, man, the truth will set you free. The truth is here. That's all you need, and you'll become bold and you'll become fearless. It's only this thing. Oh, I don't know, or I believe. Oh, you're just drifting off into that, and the fear comes back. See, so anyway, that's part of the practice. Keep getting on the horse again until you realize, oh, I see. I also experience this. I do. Oh, okay. I just be in the truth, and fear is gone. Boldness comes. That's all. See, fear is disconnection from the real God, the transcendental Lord. That's all it is. You get back onto that, boom, gone. Illusion of the fear. Fear is good. Is now is just to keep you on track. Otherwise, even weak worship of God is you're in fear. That means speculation. Speculation keeps you in fear, guilt, fear, shame, all of that. We're transcending all of that. This is the next stage of worship. This is what Jesus got his devotees ready to do, and you're doing. We're getting people ready for that too.
It's the past already, Tom.
It's okay. It was only yesterday, but it's finished. It's gone.
It's a good lesson. These are good lessons. Okay, you know what? I got to get out and walk a little bit, man. I've been
Yeah,
sitting
do
around.
some exercise.
Yeah, I got to do some exercise. Hare Krishna, everybody. See you later.
Thank you.